Chapter 11. Sa isang gabi ng tila, normal lang, matapos ang mga tawanan at laro nila ni Elias, na pagkasunduan nila ni Elias na ilihim muna ang kanilang relasyon. Hindi lang dahil sa bata, kundi para na rin sa sarili niyang kapakanan. Si Elias ang nag-request.
We will surprise them, love.
Bulong nito bago siya hinalikan ng buong buo sa kanyang labi. Pumayag siya. Sa totoo lang, hindi naman niya naranasan ang normal na dalaga. Sa murang edad, subsub siya sa pag-aaral at trabaho. Wala rin talagang matinong lalaking dumating sa buhay niya at huwag na huwag si Martin, please lang, kaya thrilling. Iyong sikreto, iyong parang tumatakas sila sa gabi, mga magnobyo sa isang pelikula, o lovers sa cabin. Sa totoo lang, pakiramdam niya ngayon lang siya nabubuhay bilang babae. Hindi bilang ate, hindi bilang anak o apo, hindi bilang responsableng Ella na laging nakaalalay. Ngayon, siya si Ella na umiibig, si Ella na tinatangi at hinahanap-hanap. Sa tuwing dinadalaw siya ni Elias sa kanyang silid, dala nito ang bango ng gabi, ang init ng katawan ng lalaking mahal niya, at ang mga halik na tila sinasambit ng kaluluwa. Ikaw ang tahanan ko. Parang bawat pagdampi ng labi niya sa balat ni Ella ay may kasamang dasal, may kasamang pangakong, hindi na kita pakakawalan.
You smell so good every night, love.
Bulong ni Elias, minsang hinalikan siya sa batok.
Para kang panaginip na ayaw kong magising.
Napapikit si Ella. Pinipilit, huwag mapaluha sa dami ng emosyon. She used to sleep alone. Always cold. Always curled up like she was preparing to disappear. But now, every night with Elias felt like a quiet return to a home she thought she'd never have.
You're my calm, Ella. When the world starts screaming, your silence is the only thing I want to hear.
May mga sandaling halos hindi siya makahinga sa kilig. Kapag bigla siyang hahalikan ni Elias sa liig habang naghuhugas siya ng pinggan, o kapag pasimpleng ihahatid nito ang kamay niya sa gilid ng mesa para lang hawakan ng ilang segundo.
You know what drives me crazy?
Bulong ni Elias, minsang nasa kusina sila, habang abala si Elias sa coloring book.
That you act like you don't know how breathtaking you are.
Natawa si Ella. Ay sus, naglalambing. Timplahin mo na muna yan. Muestra niya sa juice na ginagawa nito for Elias.
Later can wait. I just need you to know I've been thinking about you all day. And every single hour of the night too.
Napakagat-labi si Ella. She was beginning to crave that secret life with him. Parang bigla siyang nabigyan ng bagong pangalan, ng bagong sarili. The kind that blushes under his touch, that melts when he says, mahal ko. Hindi niya alam kung may nakakakita sa kanilang paglabas-masok, pero ang sarap pala ng ganito. Iyong kilig ng high school, pero sa gabi. Kinabog nila ang Pornhub, pero sa umaga, balik sa dati. Si Elias nasa study room, nag-aaral. Si Elias dumarating, tinutulungan siya na mag-prepare ng food ni Elias at madalas ay may dalang maliit na laruan o coloring book. Kapag tapos na si Elias sa assignments, maglalaro silang tatlo sa garden, tagu-taguan, drawing sa whiteboard, o minsan ay nagpi-pretend play sila na parang pamilya sa tindahan o ospital.
Welcome po sa Sari-Sari Store.
Bungad ni Alia habang hawak ang play money, si Ella naman ang cashier at si Elias ang suki. Sa mala grocery store na stockroom, naglalaro, with complete real props na dilata o food. At kapag ospital naman, sa lab ni Elias sila naglalaro. Minsan si Elias ang pasyente, si Alia ang nurse, at si Ella ang doktora. Halakhakan, tawanan, at maliliit na yakap ang pumupuno sa bahay tuwing hapon. It felt domestic, like a scene they never thought they'd get to live. But now they did, in secret, and it was magic.
Doktora Ella, may sugat po ako.
Drama ni Elias habang hawak ang tuhod at nakapout. Hala, kailangan mo ng injection, sagot ni Ella habang pinipigil ang tawa. Si Alia naman, seryosong nagbibigay ng gamot gamit ang straw at basong may tubig. Sa pagitan ng tawanan, hindi mawawala ang mga sulyap at lambing ni Elias. Minsan, pasimpleng hawakan siya sa bewang habang inaabot ang krayon o hahalikan siya sa liig habang abala si Elias sa journaling. Nahuhuli sila ng bata na nagtatawanan, lalo na kapag kunwari ipinandidilatan niya si Elias o sinasabihan ito ng behave muna. Sa hapunan, sabay silang kakain. Si Elias ang naghahain habang si Ella naman ang nag-aasikaso kay Alia. Minsan, nagkakaroon sila ng sarili nilang bersyon ng family dinner. Isang intimate na sandali na parang sila lang talaga. Nagsabi si Elias sa mga magulang nila na minsan ay gusto nilang si Alia ay makaranas ng oras na parang sila lang ni Ella ang parents, para may moments siya of just mama and papa. They would have dinner at the terrace or in the garden with fairy lights Elias had carefully strung along the bushes and trees. It felt like their own enchanted little corner of the world. Alia would clap her hands with joy, exclaiming, "It feels like my birthday every day." They would eat simple but lovingly prepared meals, creamy pasta, grilled chicken, and Alia's favorite chocolate mousse for dessert. Ella and Elias, in those moments, would exchange quiet glances across the table, the kind of look that says everything without a word. There were no grand declarations, just the deep, gentle hum of something real. Their hands would brush when they passed the water pitcher. Sometimes, Elias would sneak a kiss on Ella's lips when Alia turned around to chase fireflies. And Ella, she would look at him as if the world finally made sense. Parang isang buo, simpleng pamilya. Simple pero totoo. Minsan, sa kalagitnaan ng pagkain, titingin si Elias sa kanya. At parang sinasabi ng mga mata nito, "This is all I ever wanted." Paggabi naman, pinapatulog niya si Alia. Kakanta muna sila ng lullaby, minsan ay magbabasa ng isang fairy tale book. Wala siyang kaalam-alam na may lalampas na sa veranda, papasok sa silid niya na may bit-bit na ibang klaseng kwento sa gabi. "Elias!" Gulat niya nang bigla siyang hilahin nito, papasok sa kanyang kwarto.
Shh!
Bulong nito habang nilapat agad ang bibig sa kanya. Torrid, mainit, nangungulila. Habang hinahalikan siya, naging malikot ang mga kamay nito. "Gusto mo talaga dito? Hindi sa outdoor?" Bulong niya, habol ang hininga.
Yes,
Naanas nito habang binaba ang halik sa kanyang leeg.
I want to sleep with you tonight. And every night.
Habang sinasabi iyon, tinanggal ni Elias ang sintas ng nightie niya. Dahan-dahan, halos may ritual sa bawat kilos. "Elias, baka may makakita sa atin, mahal." Bulong niya habang nakayakap ito sa kanya. Isinandal siya sa pader, taas ang mga paa niya dahil sa tangkad nito. Ang labi nito mapangahas, mapusok pero puno ng pag-ibig.
I don't care anymore.
He whispered as he took her breast into his mouth, his hand trailing boldly down her waist.
We've waited long enough. I want you. All of you.
She touched his face, drawing him closer. "I want this too. I want you, my Elias." She cupped his hard chest, fingers grazing the ridges of his abs. Elias groaned, his eyes fluttering shut from the sensation. When he looked at her again, there was raw need and tenderness in his gaze. He paused, forehead pressed against hers.
I'm already yours.
And in the quiet that followed, their bodies began to speak the language they were too afraid to say out loud. His kisses deepened, slow and searching, as if he were memorizing every inch of her. He peeled her nightie away with reverence, lifting her gently into his arms and laying her on the bed like something sacred. Her legs wrapped around his waist as their breaths mingled, a crescendo of sighs, touches, whispered names. They moved together, not with haste but with rhythm, with reverence, as if every thrust was a vow, as if every moan was a prayer. She gasped as he filled her, his body moving with deliberate care and unspoken devotion. Elias kissed her jaw, her throat, her lips, over and over until she shattered under him for the first time, body trembling, voice breaking into his name. He didn't stop. He slowed only to hold her tighter, to whisper,
You're mine, Ella. Every inch of you, every breath.
Her hands gripped his back, nails raking as another wave built inside her. She came again, harder this time. sobbing against his shoulder while Elias groaned into her neck.
I want to give you everything.
He said, voice hoarse and breaking.
I want to give you forever. A home, another child.
Her eyes widened with tears and surprise, and he kissed her again, so deeply she forgot where her body ended and his began. As her third climax took her, she cried out, shaking beneath him. He thrust harder, deeper, his breath hot against her ear. I want to come inside you now, he growled softly, raw and primal.
I want to fill you up, Ella. Make your body remember me.
She whimpered, arching up to meet him, and then with a wicked smile she whispered in his ear, then claim it. Make me yours, Elias. I want to feel you deeper. I want to give you a baby. Gawan natin ng kapatid si Elias. Her voice, sultry and full of surrender, made Elias shudder. Her moan was answer enough. She clung to him, her body tightening around him, welcoming him fully. Her third orgasm ripped through her like a wave, and she trembled beneath him, lost in the fire they created.
Let Elias be an ate.
He whispered without thinking, hips surging forward with growing urgency.
Let me give you everything.
Their eyes locked in that moment, burning, searching, unguarded. And in that fierce eye contact, Ella felt it. The promise, the surrender, the primal want. She couldn't look away. Not when he was staring at her like she was his gravity, his reason. She never imagined she could love someone like this. Hindi niya akalaing mamahalin siya ng ganito. Elias didn't know how to court her in the traditional sense. No flowers, no practice lines. But she felt it in every look, every touch, every time they made love. This was his way. Intimate, instinctive, real. And when Elias finally came inside her, it was with a deep, guttural groan, his body surrendering, pulsing inside her as if claiming her soul and body all at once. Her name escaped his lips like a sacred vow. His grip tightened as he emptied himself inside her, every drop deliberate, every thrust a silent confession of desire and intent. Ella's breath hitched as the warmth of him filled her. Her body shuddered, shocked, overwhelmed, and trembling. A tear slipped from the corner of her eye as she climaxed again, this time soft and sacred, like her body was drinking everything he poured into her. Her arms pulled him closer, nails pressing against his skin as her hips instinctively moved to meet the final waves of his release. Elias, mahal ko. She sobbed against his neck, her voice breathless and broken, raw with pleasure. It wasn't just the heat or the act, it was the surrender, the way her soul felt cracked open by how deeply she was being loved. She couldn't speak more, couldn't. Her throat caught with something beyond words. All she could do was hold him, tight, desperate, needing to feel every heartbeat he gave her. That last orgasm didn't just shake her, it unraveled her, it broke her open. He held her through it, forehead pressed to hers, breathing with her, grounding them both in that sacred shared moment. His fingers gently stroked her damp hair as their bodies slowly relaxed into each other. No words were needed, only the soft beat of their hearts in sync, only the lingering heat of what had just passed between them. Elias looked at her, really looked, and saw everything, her strength, her softness, her surrender.
You undo me, Ella.
He murmured, kissing her closed eyelids.
Every time you undo me in ways I never thought possible.
Ella blinked up at him through her lashes, eyes still glassy with tears and afterglow. Her fingers brushed his cheek, tender and unhurried. For a long moment, she just stared, as if memorizing his face in the low light. Then, almost inaudibly, she said, I never thought I'd feel safe like this, with anyone. He kissed her hand, holding it against his heart.
You are. With me, you always will be. No more hiding,
He repeated, but this time there was fire in his voice, not just softness. His breath was still ragged, his lips tracing the tear-streaked curve of her cheek.
I can't wait any longer. We're telling them, love.
He wasn't the same Elias she met months ago, the one always calculated by the book, uptight to the bone. That Elias planned his days down to the second. This Elias, the one trembling above her, inside her, wrapped in sweat and heat and soul, was wild. He was undone, and he was hers. Ella felt it, this shift, this raw hunger paired with clarity. She could see it in his eyes as they burned into hers. This wasn't just passion, it was intention. The kind that scared her with how real it felt. But instead of fear, she answered him with a breathless smile, letting her forehead press to his.
Elias' birthday's coming,
She whispered.
that's when we tell them. That's our surprise.